All right, welcome in to another edition of the 5-Minute Powers Play with head coach Greg Powers of Arizona State University. Well, Coach, you came back from Boston with a split. I'm sure you would like to sweep, but getting a split on the road in college hockey is pretty cool, isn't it?
It's essentially what you want to do when you go on the road. Obviously we've had a couple big road sweeps this year. They feel better, but when you do split, you want to win on Saturday, and we've made a pretty good habit of that. So,
what's it like for you right now, this far into the season, 6 games remaining, and you look at your win record, and you know that you can cross off one more thing on that board? I know you're not done yet, but do you have a chance to at least reflect a little bit on that?
Yeah, I think it's been a great year. We're down to 6 games left in the regular season. We all know what's at stake. We all know what position we're in. We all know what we're playing for. Just the fact that our guys have continued to buy in and have put us in this great position that really not very many people outside of our room thought we'd ever be in. So it's a testament to our players, and our staff, and it's been a lot of fun.
Talk a little bit about that Friday to Saturday thing. What happens between Friday and Saturday, or why do you guys feel like you're, I don't know what the right word is, but why are you different on Saturday night? How about that?
Well, this weekend we weren't. We felt like we deserved to win Friday. We put in 3 goals on ourselves, and it's that simple. So, we outshot BU at 44-28, and on Friday, and we outchanced them. We thought we outplayed them. We really did. And our guys, by how we measure our games, and we have 10 game measurements, we everything pointed towards we should have won. And a lot of people that were at that game that I spoke to felt the same way. And it just didn't go our way. We didn't get some bounces. They got some bounces, and it was a frustrating night that I think finally let our young guys understand and force them to understand it's at this point it's 60 minutes of focus. If you have one lapse of focus against a good team like that on the road this stage of the season, they're gonna make you pay. And we just had a couple turnovers on the wall by young kids in the first period, and a couple that banked in off our guys. It was just an odd game, and so Saturday we could feel it. We could feel the guys having enough. They felt like they didn't get the outcome that they deserved on Friday, and they didn't. And they took the bull by the horns, and they made sure, without leaving any doubt, that we got what we wanted on Saturday, and we did. I still don't put a ton of stock into us not being good on Fridays or prepared. We're a 500 team on Fridays, and we're way over 500 on Saturdays. And we have a couple good Fridays here in a row. We finish over 500 on Fridays, and again, to me, just being that much better on Saturday, it's a testament again to everybody in our program, staff making adjustments, and players being motivated to bounce back after a loss. And that shows a great character.
I guess, and that was probably the point of my question that I worded incorrectly, but it looks like you guys have a lot of, all season long, but they've made a lot of adjustments from game to game, in game, and I know that's a lot to do with your coaching staff, but it's them too, right?
Yeah, it's a collective thing, right? But that's our job, and I always say, as soon as we wake up on Friday, essentially, coaches' jobs are overrated.
Right.
It's on the players, and so the only thing we can do as coaches is obviously manage our personnel and make sure we're putting them in situations that they can be successful, and making whatever adjustments we need to make. And we didn't make many this weekend. We didn't make many at all between Friday and Saturday, because we really liked how we played on Friday, and we liked how we played on Saturday even better.
I'm going to sound like a broken record when I say this, but Joey had another fantastic weekend and even better Saturday night. But talk just a little bit about what that means, what that accomplishment is to play the way he's playing at the level that he's playing. You're an old goaltender. You know how difficult that position is.
Yeah, Saturday night was one of those games where I thought when we got through the first without getting scored on, I didn't think they were going to score on them. Right. I thought it was going to take one for us to win. And I was right. He just was so sharp. He was flawless in every way, and It's been, I'm really happy for that kid. Like just how he's been able to perform against those Boston schools. Sweeping BC, beating BU, and shutting them out on the road. Big overtime win at Harvard on the road. It's been a pretty cool thing for everybody to see and be a part of. For him and his family especially, that was a really good moment for them on Saturday.
As we work our way, obviously they start talking about wards and the candidates start to narrow themselves down. And, when I look at Joey's stats and I go 823 shots or 823 saves on almost 900 shots and 7 shutouts in that. As a goaltender, how difficult is a shutout to get at any level?
It's really hard. He's got 7, which leads the country. A lot of the shot stuff, and wins and all that. It's obviously a testament to him, but it's also a result of him playing every game minus 8 minutes. And so I think people get caught up in the amount of shots that he's seen and faced, but we've been able to drastically decrease shots against per game this year and increase shots for per game, and I think that's been a big kind of untold story with our success and just managing the game to a point where Joey doesn't get too much. There was really only one game this year where we were overwhelmed and he just saw way too much action, and there was a game that I ended up pulling him in against Cornell. That was it. That's the only game that the team's really overwhelmed us for a sustained period of time over the course of a game, so it's his numbers are great. We know we believe we have the best goalie in the country, and I've said that a ton of times. But this season is a result of more than just him. It's a result of a really good team, all pulling their weight.
Let's talk about RIT. It's another trip out east for you. Big, heavy team, quick team. What do you see in RIT? What do you think they have to do?
They just play hard. They play hard. They're tough to play against. They've competed very well against some really good teams this year, like Northeastern, and I remember watching them on film last year when we played Providence.
Yep.
They tied Providence, and they're just a good program. Wayne Wilson has always done a really good job with them. Tough environment to play in. They get good crowds. They got a great building. We have a target on our back. We can't hide. I think they're gonna see this as an opportunity to play a highly ranked team that is coming out to their barn. I don't think Atlantic schools get that very often.
Right.
But when they do, they're going to be up, and you look no further than what Canisius did to North Dakota. So our guys are going to have to be ready. RIT is easily one of the best teams in Atlantic hockey, and they're a very, very, very good hockey team.
Let's wrap things up with another repeat, like a broken record again, but I think it deserves it. Your fan base all over the place on the road has been incredible. And how important, and you told me this before, but how important is it for those guys to continue to support you the way they are?
It's huge. I think it's a niche within Sun Devil Athletics that we have that no other team's going to have, and that's our ability and our reach to go out to the East Coast often. Other teams just don't do it because they can't. They're in
Right.
the Pac-12, and they kind of stick to the regional thing, and that's just by design, and that's how it's always going to be. So those fans out east, there's so many of them, and alumni, to watch ASU athletics, they got to stay up on a Saturday night to watch a football team at midnight,
Right.
or the basketball team on a Thursday night at midnight. And so when they get an opportunity to watch, a team that's having success in their backyard, they've come out in numbers, and it was just awesome. Again this weekend, there's a ton of them. This time they were kind of scattered in different sections, and they made it loud. You knew they were in there, and it was a big lift for our guys.
All right, final question for you. We've got, I know we all saw Johnny get a pretty vicious check from behind. What's your thoughts on that, and how is the health of your team overall? Is everybody feeling pretty well right now?
Yeah, everything's good. The kid got him good from behind, and I don't think there was intent to injure or anything like that. And at the end of the day, we ended up coming out of it smelling like roses because that put him in the box for 5 minutes with 7 to go, and it essentially ended the game. You know, we had a 5-minute power play where, you know, we just wanted to keep the puck. You know, we didn't need another goal. We didn't need to give up an odd man rush or a breakaway. We knew they were going to try and get behind our D, so we tried to have 2D on the ice for those 5 minutes, and it sealed the game. So we were fine with it. Didn't bother us at all.
Otherwise, health-wise, everybody's good for the road trip?
Yeah, everybody's good. Everybody's healthy. We're in a great spot. Our medical staff and strength and conditioning coach has done an unbelievable job keeping our guys in shape and healthy. This weekend against BU, we really had our legs. And again, this is the focus of this week, is to make sure that on Friday night that our guys have their legs.
Coach, good luck this weekend, and bring back a couple more wins.
I'm going to try. Thank you.